Hey everyone, welcome to my kitchen. We are going to be cooking on the stovetop tonight using my favorite pan. So, no kidding, yesterday I was at a brunch and I was talking to someone I've known for a long, long time. And she asked me, she said, what is your favorite product? If you had to pick one product, what would it be? And I, without hesitation, I said, my stainless pan. I said, if I was stranded on a desert island, this would be what I'd want to have with me because I could use it for just about anything. So I thought it was kind of funny when I realized this afternoon that we were going to be using my favorite pan to make our recipe tonight. Now, the recipe actually calls for this pan, which is our new 12-inch stainless steel fry pan. Any 11, 12-inch pan is going to work fine. So if you have a 12-inch nonstick pan, if you have a 12 or 11-inch skillet. Now, I'm going to highly recommend that if you don't have good pans in your kitchen, consider our stainless. It is by far the best kind of cookware you can have. You don't have to worry about the coating. They're virtually indestructible. They cook so evenly. They clean up so beautifully, and they just make it all so much easier. So anyway, that was what we're going to be working with tonight. I want to show you a couple other things that are going on this month at Pampered Chef that I am kind of excited about. But let's get cooking. And so the first thing we need to do is turn this on and melt a little bit of butter. So I want to see if I can't get the camera closer here. Oh, I think that's better. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to melt a little bit of butter in here, and this is the big secret to getting your stainless to work for you. And first of all, it starts with just having a really good stainless pan. I grew up with the stainless cookware that was very popular in the 50s and 60s and 70s and 80s that had the copper bottom, but it was a thin layer of stainless, and then it might have had the copper bottom. Some pans did, some didn't. Ours did. I just remember scrubbing those copper bottoms to hang them on the wall because my dad did not like them looking dirty up there. And they cook terribly. They cook terribly. There's just no other way to say it. I was so shocked when I first cooked with good stainless. I was like, wow, like good stainless cooks beautifully. So, so don't think of these as, the pans you might have grown up with. Don't think of these as the pans that you can buy at Kohl's right now. And also, I've actually been getting emails from Hexaclad. I'm like, I don't know why, but suddenly I was getting emails from Hexaclad. These are different than Hexaclad. These are far more durable, and they're just gorgeous. And unlike Hexaclad, I can help you get new cookware at a really great discount for your kitchen. So you don't have to pay full price if you don't want to. You're welcome to if you just want to get them. But if you'd like a discount, I have ways to help you with that. So just remember that. All right, so we are melting a tablespoon of butter. I might have put a little more than a tablespoon in, friends, because I didn't really measure it. And I like butter. And we're simply going to add a pound of gnocchi. Oh, okay, this is the key. You just cover the bottom of the pan with your choice of oil. Often I use the low-grade olive oil. It's kind of my favorite, but this called for butter, so here we are. Now, with the butter, you want to be careful because if you don't get food into it quickly, it will start to brown, which is fine if you want brown butter. And I actually have a fantastic ravioli recipe that calls for brown butter. But in this case, we don't. We just want it to be beautifully golden, and what we want to do is brown the gnocchi. So we're going to let this cook for 2 or 3 minutes here. Okay, so we wanted these to get kind of brown, and I don't know if you can see that. Let me lift this up. They are getting nice and beautifully brown. Look at how gorgeous that is. And so now we're going to add some cream cheese and milk and make our sauce. Now, if you want it, you could probably just use heavy cream. Using cream cheese and milk brings the calorie count down quite a bit, so that is why we're doing it this way. We're going to want to whisk it in. Oh, look at this. I grabbed my original whisk. This is, you can tell it's got the very plain handle. This was the whisk that came in my kit in 1995 when I started my business. And I just love showing it to you because it's, to me, pretty darn amazing that none of the tines have fallen off. It's not rusty in any way at all. So we need 6 ounces of frozen spinach. I like fresh spinach, so that's what we're using. But you can use frozen. You just want to rinse it and squeeze it dry, real dry. Well, not rinse it, but squeeze it real dry. And we're going to use some artichoke hearts. Now, this is the step that when I said this is a family-friendly recipe, I was like, oh, but it has artichoke hearts in it. So it's one of those things. If you like artichokes, you're going to love this recipe. If you don't, you're just going to leave them out. Just don't put them in, okay? If you have someone in your family who's really picky and would be like, ew, artichokes, I'm not eating that, then what you do is you take out their serving before you put the artichokes in. Okay, so there's all kinds of solutions to this, and that's what I recommend you do. So what we're going to do is I like to use a little cutting board with my food chopper when I'm adding it to a recipe. So we are simply going to put some of the artichokes on the cutting board, and we are going to use the food chopper for this one. Now, I could have gotten my electric one out because that would do them all at one time, but for the amount, this was a good use. So I was in a meeting yesterday, and then we were told to say, if we were a Pampered Chef product, what would we be? And I said the food chopper, because it's been around the longest, and everybody loves it. So everybody else had much more profound answers, like they would be, you know, the deluxe air fryer because it's so versatile, or they would be, you know, I don't know. They were talking about being versatile and you know, pivoting and all these things, and I'm like, I said the food chopper because everybody loves it and it's been around forever. That was my answer. Okay, so we've got that in there, and get the last of this off. We're going to add some grated Parmesan. Oh my goodness, it smells so good. This is a great recipe if you do Meatless Monday because it is totally vegetarian. So we've got that in there. We're going to add some grated Parmesan. It calls for 2 tablespoons and, I'm sorry, 2 ounces, not 2 tablespoons. That would be so sad. And we're going to just use this little guy. This skinny one, I think, works really well when you get your Parmesan in these wedges because it's kind of the same width as the wedge. So it's pretty easy to just do it this way. Now, I'm not measuring ounces here. I could. I'm not. I kind of eyeball it. When you've done it for a while, you kind of get an idea for how much an ounce of Parmesan grated looks like. And we're actually going to mix this in, and then we're going to grate another ounce-ish to put on top because this is going to go under the broiler for a few minutes. And we'll give it that nice crusty brown. Oh my gosh, I wish you could smell this. Oh, I'm supposed to add the seasoning now. Okay, 1 tablespoon. So if you haven't heard this before, this cap is 2 tablespoons. So if you need a tablespoon, you're going to measure half a cap. Now, gotta tell you something that some people are not very happy about, but it doesn't bother me at all. Our seasonings, because they don't have preservatives in them, they like to get a little, like, you get any amount of moisture in here and it can get them all chunked up. So you just take a knife, or better yet, I'll take a knife, get it out, and put it in a baggie, and then use the meat tenderizer on it to it breaks it right up, and then I just put it back in here and it's fine. So if that happens, don't panic. Your seasonings are fine. You can use them. You just might have to break it up. And if you have a meat tenderizer, that works really well in a baggie. rolling pin also works. All right, so this is almost ready to go into the broiler. We are going to do that last layer of Parmesan on top. This pan, FYI, is perfect for going under the broiler because, okay, there we go. Because it is stainless. And like I said before, virtually indestructible. So it is perfect. I love it for things like deep dish pizza. For the same reason, you can throw it under the broiler. It is magic. So I'd love to know, are you cooking with a gas stove? Or are you cooking with an electric stove, an oven, or do you have a combo? So when we do our remodel, I am going to want a combo. I want gas top, electric stove. Not sure if they're going to be available by that time, at least not in the state of New York, but I can wish, right? Yeah, this is really smoky. I don't want the smoke alarm to go off. So let me open my window here a minute. So I'm curious to know what you have and what do you like about it or what do you not like about it. Being married to a chef, a gas cooktop is a must. It's absolutely a must, although it's pretty funny because we bought the house and my husband hadn't noticed that it had an electric stove when we bought the house. So we had to run gas in. But I'm so used to it. Now, my daughter has an induction stovetop, which is really cool because unlike your typical electric stovetop, the induction stovetop doesn't stay hot. Sorry, I'm so distracted by how smoky this is. And it's really annoying me because I'm like, I don't use my broiler enough. I don't know why it's being so smoky. I don't know. But I don't think I'm going to keep that in the full 6 minutes. Anyway, so my dream is electric oven, gas top, because electric ovens actually cook much more evenly. What I love about a gas stove top is that it heats like you can micromanage your heat on gas, right? Whereas with electric, you are absolutely locked into whatever the settings are on that stove. So speaking of, I'm going to pull this out and see, make sure it's not like, no, it's not. Need another minute. Okay. Looking good, actually. So the downside of a gas stovetop is that they get really dirty. And well, I guess all stovetops do. But these are harder to clean because they are, you got these racks and everything. It's not like the one that came with the house was like the original Corningware glass top cooktop. So we have this new soap. And if you are into recycling, you're going to love this because it's a solid soap. And it comes in this beautiful little crock. And then you can just get a refill and keep the same crock and just keep refilling. Solid soap is really getting popular, especially in Gen Z. And it's very, very, what's the word I want? Ecologically friendly soap. Oh, yeah, this is perfect. Look at this. Gorgeous. Oh, yum. Now, if you have someone in your house that it's not dinner, if there's not meat, chop up ham and toss it in. I bought some chicken sausage I'm going to heat up and serve with it. You could do ground beef. You could put any kind of chopped up meat in here. I would probably do either ground beef, ham, or sausage. Kielbasa even would work. But it makes a great meal for Meatless Monday if that is a goal. All right. Now, once this has been in the oven, you need to remember that. So I always just put the pot holders like so I don't pick it up accidentally. Now, it's been under the broiler. So it's not going to be as hot as if it had been in there baking. And these are great for baking. I mentioned the pizza earlier. But all right, let me show you this little guy and our new Easy Clean kitchen brush. So actually, that's not what it's called, but it's a rotary cleaner. It has two heads. This is like got the little cone. See that? I'm going to use the other one. And so we're just going to wet it down a little bit and get some of this soap. And I probably shouldn't try to do it that way. And then use it here and see how this works. So I was starting to say my daughter in Uganda uses solid soap. Not just in the kitchen, but she has solid shampoo, which I find to be quite fascinating. And she's been using that since before they moved over. Oh, this is actually working. Wow. I was just not expecting it to work so well, especially given how long some of this has been stuck on here. Wow. So there is a long ways to go in here because, like I said, this has been on there for quite some time. But I have such hope. Wow. And it smells really good. Oh, man. So I wanted to make sure I showed you that. The other thing, I'm not going to get anything else done tonight, so I'm going to be totally jamming on that. Okay, stopping for the moment. The other thing I want to show you is this extra host gift for May. So this is our new electric salt and pepper mills. You guys, these things are magic because you can salt and stir at the same time because you just do this. And did you see how it lights up? It lights up so you can see what's coming out. Look at that. They're so cool. And you can get a set for free when you host in May with qualifying sales. On top of 60% off all of our small appliances and, of course, our usual host benefits of free and discounted products. So I still have a couple dates open for pop-ups next week and the week after. I'd love to get you in for one. And I will tell you more options you have for specials if you are interested. But I'm going to say goodnight for now and serve this up to my very hungry husband. And I'll see you next week. And next week, we're going to make hoagies. I will see you next Thursday night. Let me know if you want to get yourself a free salt and pepper mill set. And we'll get you cooking. All right. Have a good evening. Bye-bye.